Hi everyone. I want to spend these next minutes with you talking about addressing the anger in your life. It's something that's eventually going to happen to you, or you're going through it right now. Whether it's from losing a use of a body part, like related to your health, a marriage being dissolved, maybe it's from death in the family. There's any other number of things that could bring anger to the forefront of your life and put you in the position of dealing with it. What I want to give you tonight are a few ideas to manage in the short term, and then if you do need professional help, I genuinely encourage you to do so. This is something I've done periodically in my life. I'm not stupid enough to say that I know everything. When you need help, it's appropriate to ask for it. And to be honest with you, having someone that's neutral and objective is very helpful. You're going to have someone in your life that will tell you what you need to hear instead of a friend telling you what you want to hear. Some close friends will be able to still deliver a message to you in what you're needing to hear, but sometimes this is tainted when addressing issues head on is far more effective. So, sort of the skill set that I want to ask you to consider is what helps you when you're feeling stress or anxiety, and could you help bring that skill set over to when you're dealing with anger? So for me, the things that help me the most, nature photography is one that's at the very top of my list. It's part of why you see nature videos periodically on my channel here. When I need some downtime or I'm going through a lot of stress, it's one of the things that I can do that after a few hours I have a clear head and, more importantly, a clear focus that I can give my attention to for the direction in my life. Another thing that I find helpful is dealing with reading. Gathering facts and figures, applying it to my life, and from this trying to address what is going on. Now, this isn't going to be easy for everyone. Again, maybe this is something you could do with a friend. I found this article online or at the library, and could we sit down and read it together? And I honestly think a good friend would make time to do this with you. It may not be that day, but over the course of the next few days, it's a reasonable expectation. Other people find it helpful talking to someone. It doesn't have to automatically be a counselor. And when someone comes to you with your problems, it doesn't automatically make you the fixer, but instead being an objective listener. Sometimes this will lead to a resolution, but sometimes you're helping someone on their journey, because you can't rush a person. It's on their timetable, and if you get ahead of their timetable or get behind it, it brings a lot of frustration. I like the idea of social network, but let's be realistic over this. You can't have 300 close friends in your inner circle. There is a time and a place to share what's going on in your life with your online friends. And then there's a time and a place for that inner circle to take place privately. Part of this is about boundaries, what you're wanting to share publicly if it's going to make you feel vulnerable sharing in a large group, or could you send the same email to half a dozen friends and either ask them to pray for you or ask for feedback and what your next step may be. I wanted to spend a few minutes also addressing this for younger children. And what I'm getting at is, in our lives, we're able to build examples as reference points. Now, a young child hasn't had the world experience and won't have as much of an ability to articulate what's going on, and it can cause to leading out in poor behavior, temper tantrums, self-destructive behavior like cutting or burning. So part of this is seeking healthcare advice, going to your doctor, being honest, being real. And I also find, and this is from my own life, presenting a child with a page of a variety of faces to help them to relate to what they're feeling on the inside, be it happy, sad, angry, silly. There's just a bunch of emotions that you could put on there, either drawing one yourself, or there's no lack of them online that are meant for you to print them off and use them in your home. I would also encourage a child that's going through a tough time to be engaged in some type of physical activity, kind of like when an adult goes to the gym, they take out their anger on the weight equipment. Perhaps the child could help work through the anger by doing something like putting out bird seed, or, going on a trail walk or a scavenger hunt, but some type of an activity that's expressive, that's engaging, that's thought-provoking, and something that the child is committed to or has bought into. Few more things. I do encourage you to be real with your feelings. Quite honestly, if you don't deal with them now, they become like a snowball effect and will gain momentum in your life and will eventually overshadow your decision making and prevent you from making good decisions for your life. I want to see you excel in life and not be held back from 10 years of baggage or what started as a small incident and is just snowballed. So I encourage you to seek help. Again, as I've said, it's something I've done in my own life. And certainly if you think about this in terms of healthcare, we go to experts because they understand how a specific joint in our body works. If we need help with our mind and our feelings, there are people who have studied this, can understand it, and they're committed to a lifetime of investing in others. And there's a lot of peace in this. The other sort of idea for children that I want to share is some type of guys group, be it Beavers, Cubs, and Scouts, or perhaps a guys group in your community that maybe the local drop-in center hosts, but somewhere to belong, to take part in. It's not just for children. Adults face all kinds of adversity in their own life as well. I hope this gets you thinking. If you have questions for me, I'm open to them. I don't have all the answers, but I'm certainly willing to listen, whether it's a message you post privately or if you want to send me one just for myself to read and support you in prayer. I'm certainly glad to. Thanks so much for this time that you spent with me today. Bye for now.